Anthony Brewah, also we see he pick Mohammed Lamin Tarawali Esquire for be the new Attorney General and Minister of Justice. Well, following know how the presidency reached this decision, we get on the line now the press secretary in our State House, where na Yusuf Keketoma Sandy. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Salon.
Mabel, good morning, family when they listen to me, and thanks for having me.
Well, we see a press release to come out now on our office yesterday when the president, na State House, the president, when I say it don't please for appoint Mohammed Lamin Tarawali Esquire for be the new Attorney General and Minister of Justice. Now, what happened to the former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Anthony Brewah, where we see the change yesterday?
Well, firstly, I want to start by saying that Section 56, subsection 4 of the Constitution states that ministers and deputy ministers, the whole office has president in discretion. And I think, over time, because of the former AG in service to the country, in variable service, on behalf of the president, I want to tell him plenty thank you. Because we remember, now under leadership as AG, that they were able to repeal seditious libel law, we abolished death penalty, and also, like Dr. Gaima Day on radio now, we launched the white paper. So that's enormous. But, at every point in time, presidents now get the power for appointed relief. And I think at this point in time, presidents feel the importance that we need somebody way younger and vibrant and more dynamic for continue the legislative reforms and restore public confidence in the process, especially will lead for advice president on prerogative of mercy. But I think I also want to go further than this. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice are the principal legal advisor to the government, specifically to the president as well. And where the president don't rely on an advice, where the Attorney General was part of that process, and he don't imagine that the process leading to that advice be irregular and flawed, where it all result into public outcry and not undermine public trust in the process of prerogative of mercy. I think it's very important that the president take necessary action. We obviously don't include the investigation where it don't institute, but also for the Attorney General for being relieved.
All right, so from what you don't say just now, a clear saying because of the issue it gets for do it, Bemba Moifore, where people they call LSC in release from the presidential pardon. Now related to that, the president sacked the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Anthony Brewah, we make it don't replace him with Mohammed Lamin Tarawali Esquire. But taking into consideration, in as much as the Attorney General then, when Anthony Brewah na the principal legal advisor to the presidency, the committee itself, now one person we see the presidents don't drop. What about the other people in the committee when they all be agree for Gidaka advice and give names to the presidents we make the presidency find itself into a position now where people been get an outcry after we be don't pardon Bemba Moifore. What's going to happen to the other people them?
Well, now make the investigation has been instituted, then we'll watch into what exactly transpired, what were the facts, who that had Bemba Moifore name on the list, what happened after that one day. But I make earlier, I premised me comments by saying that the Attorney General, they play a very, very critical role because they're the principal legal advisor to the president. And therefore, if he be the part of the process we now lead for make president get advice, and that process, it don't emerge, say the process be irregular and flawed. I think important for make president able to restore public trust and public confidence in the integrity of the process. And because of that critical role we in get for advice president on all legal matters, I think important that at this point in time that the president deem unnecessary. Because like I say, section 56 of section 4, they tell you ministers and deputy ministers they act at president in discretion. But on this occasion, rather, he imagined that process was flawed and the AG was part of that process will lead to that day. And president, in your own discretion, think and say the importance for restore public trust and confidence in the integrity of the process by relieving the AG. But the important thing, like I said earlier, that this now somebody we serve with nation and under he do lots of legal reforms to them. as AG. And therefore, we need for comment for that. And on behalf of the president, I want to also express best wishes for all in future endeavors.
I want to make mention of the word President we get for do with irregularities and fraud now this particular process as to the people and where the president been pardoned on the 1st of January this year. Now, who that's them the makeup of the committee where on don't set up for look into the irregularities and fraud where be then at this process? Who that's then at the committee?
Well, the investigation now one person there for lead them. And when the president institutes them, he instructs the to the president for try to see how we go move on very swiftly. And he also confirmed to the president they now at an advanced conversation with the person we do identify for making lead the investigation. Not a committee, not just one person gets for leading to them, but somebody obviously we get enormous experience in the criminal justice sector. Somebody we a non-lawyer already that conversation they take place too. And I think say the Secretary of the President go confirm and conclude that discussion with the person this morning. And once that they be concluded, and the public will know what's going to happen. Because like I say, maybe important that when the Constitution vests into the President, certain powers will make you exercise, then powers then they if you based on advice, now like many lawyers then can go say now on the presumption of irregularity, will mean say the process for comply with all what he sets down, but also make it not be flawed. And therefore, we also understand, say, that when the initially are they taken, now that people away, they go na prisons where they commit crime and are convict. Now, sometimes the offense where they commit, they get victims and get families them. So that's why you understand why there was public outcry, and you understand why people and think say it undermine public confidence. And I think this investigation specifically for able to restore the integrity of the process, but importantly, make we learn the lessons about what went wrong, who that put in there, put in there, waiting to transpire, so that in future we go safeguard the integrity of the process where they lead for the advice president on progressive of mercy.
So, Mr. Sandy, looking at the broader picture, this is a whole principal legal advisor to the president, the attorney general, and not to the first time this way don't they advise the president on issues and we get for do with the nation. Apart from the incidents that happened with the Bemba Moifore case, how sure the presidency be say the advice where well, former AG, Attorney Brewah, be don't they give to the president, now legal advise them where they help for push the nation instead of putting we behind. Because if una they find out say a process where in hand bin depan, una they are described as irregularities they and flawed, how sure the nation for be say if they don't they give good advice to presidents be on decisions them where presidents be don't they make previously?
Well, we also never forget say now under this same AG, and then we don't do many of the major legal reforms that this country, like I say earlier. Under Nade, we don't abolish death penalty. Under Nade, we don't repeal seditious libel. Under Nade, we don't put for the very first time the gender bill in parliament. Under Nade, we don't launch the white paper. So under your own leadership self, it do plenty things there. But like I said earlier, we always president our points, we always have at discretion. And sometimes you don't do plenty things then, but on one occasion, one event, we very important, very crucial, very important for our democratic process, very important for the integrity of the presidency. Certain things that happen where not for happen. And I think on this occasion, it just happened, say, during this process, where for advice president on the progressive of mercy, something happened way irregular. But when you ask me, say, how public will be sure saying a legal advice they don't give, of course, the lawyer. So therefore, if the lawyer and a lawyer we very experienced in private practice, very experienced in public service as well, that's somebody who will not say anything we could do. It could do always in the best interest of our country. But on this occasion, like I say, there was a process. And that process was irregular. That process was flawed. And therefore, I think the right and proper thing that for make presidents look and say, okay, this does not undermine public trust and confidence in the integrity of a process where for advise somebody from they release somebody from prisons. And I think say the right and proper say that because of the AG on this occasion was part of a process and it was flawed and it was good for make the set them aside.
So replacing him with Mohammed Lamin Tarawali Esquire, what's the difference taking into consideration at the fourth minister this way the fourth attorney general inside 4 years where President Brewah appoints on this position. Now what's new in the bring?
Well, of course, obviously they bring the experience. As lawyers, we can always refer to them as learned colleagues. At the bar, now somebody he gets respect, we don't have respect among him peers them, judges them also get respect for him, and people who work in the justice sector get enormous respect for him, because we also remember say that before he take this position, and Solicitor General, so even in the office, he don't get enough experience for make a continue and further legislative reform with presidents they try for pursue. And also, I think, say, under leadership, I mean, he's young, he's dynamic, and I feel, say, that they go able to make sure, say, that whatever they do, let's go they learn from this process, and we go make sure, say, go institute them properly. But in future, I think the important thing as well now, for us to make sure, say, that when you hold certain office, them, every decision where you take, or you're part of a process where you take, they're very crucial and very critical, especially for the presidency. And I think, say, everybody could do them in the best interest of our country, presidents of our nation. So specifically on Mohamed Lamin Traoré Esquire, I think we think, say, a president believes, say, that he had earned the integrity, he get a reputation, we for move the Attorney General's office further in terms of with legislative reforms. Because it's very, very important that you put someone at the office we get the necessary integrity and the respect among the colleagues them at the bar, but also among benchers them as well. And I think, say, they will continue to do the work we president believe, say, now work for develop this country in terms of the justice sector.
How long the investigation get for take into this issue of fraud and irregularities from that list?
Well, presidents don't instruct, say, they want them quick and swift. So we mean, say, that whatever time the possible lead investigation will get, now within the shortest possible time. Because, like I say, the prerogative of mercy, president can exercise them on New Year's Day and also on April 27 as well. And April just they come, the president therefore also consider for make it do and back. So one make sure say that whatever systems, whatever lessons, whatever went wrong, we will learn from that day. So like the important thing that for make we restore the integrity of that process day. So we will not say anything president the exercise, we go to the progressive of mercy. It's been done on the presumption of regularity, that everything we happened through the process was regular and then comply with the processes, we go restore public confidence. But I just want for just to reassure people and say that Mohamed Lamin Traoré Esquire, now somebody will get the integrity, get the reputation, and we hope and believe, say, that they could do enormous things them at the justice sector.
We go for see a review of people in this committee finally before you the left we as in president go for sack more people and for sake this issue will bring embarrassment to the presidency.
Well, maybe you always know say I know normally you elect for second guess what president get for do because you know me don't know that one day. Presidents now get the power for appoint or leave somebody. But I think say as and when president thinks say necessary for make anybody in the committee obviously also take other responsibility. I think say my own job, like I always do, I go there on the phone or I'll counsel in a studio for me to explain why president do that day and we to make this possible for go. But I just want to end by saying that the former Attorney General we serve, I want to commend them again for what you do at the office, for in service we do to the nation over this period of time, and I want for wish and the very best on behalf of the president in the future endeavors.
Many thanks to you, Yusuf Keke Thomas Sandy, the press secretary in State House, for we give listeners an update as according to Ram, the former AG, we na Anthony Brewah, now he don't take the greatest responsibility as per giving the president legal advice where at the end of the day bring embarrassment to the presidency where we see the president be revoked the pardon where it been given by Moifori, and according to police we see they don't issue a warrant defend Bemba Moifori for legal complete in jail term, and investigation they continue as to how a name be appear on the list of people where the president been grant pardon to. Well, let we take short break and can look at more issues as we still get to guests at the studio.
We're not picking for this.